Tbise, the best in sports entertainment. We're here live in Partners USA. TNS Media Group is a team and a family. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Another day of sports. We'll talk about some breaking news, give our opinion on sports and news. Might want to check this out. So what's up, Mr. Jackson? How you feeling?
What's up, Tbise? How you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing good. Feeling good. Feeling like motivated. I just want to work and get things done.
You too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got some breaking news. Speculation in sports. Kevin Durant is possibly wanting to be traded, or the Suns are looking to trade Kevin Durant. There's been speculation that he wanted to go either to the Houston Rockets, the Spurs, or one of the teams as well. So Kevin Durant is a notable scorer in the NBA. He's been, Hall of Famer, NBA champion. Got a lot of flack from everybody saying, hey, he left OKC to join the Warriors and won a championship, won 2 championships with the Warriors. Now he's, with the Suns, and they're looking to possibly move on from this great player. Would you mind having him in Philadelphia?
I wouldn't mind, but tell me, is this the same Kevin Durant that came in the league with LeBron?
He wasn't drafted the same year.
No, I'm just saying around the same time, meaning that he has longevity. What I'm trying to get to is, does he have longevity in the league already?
Yes.
So with that being said, each year that continues to play forward, he's getting older and older. You would agree?
I agree.
I don't think that's a long-term fix for the Philadelphia Sixers. That's like Paul George right now. For real. Like, he'd give you, 1-2 years at, probably max height. This is his third team now?
He was with Oklahoma City, Golden State Warriors, Brooklyn Nets, Suns.
Okay, so fourth. So this would be, if he was to be traded, say the Sixers do pick him up, that's his 5th team. He's on the decline to me. Now, mind you, can he come off the bench and give you some good power time?
Off the bench?
I'm saying, how many minutes you gonna play him all game? What you gonna get? It's 15 minutes in a quarter. What you paying him? 6 to 7 minutes a quarter?
You talking about Kevin Durant?
Okay, well, so what you playing him, Toppy? 6 to 7. What are you playing him a quarter right now? Kevin Durant right now.
Kevin Durant is going to start.
Okay.
He's going to start.
Okay, that's cool.
Yes.
What are you playing him in a quarter? A quarter is 15 minutes long. So what are you putting him out there on the floor each quarter? You're the coach.
Well, listen, Kevin Durant, if I bring him onto the Sixers, Kevin Durant will definitely be a starter. Kevin Durant just averaged 27 points a game this season. Who on the Sixers team that can give you that right now, outside of Joel Embiid and probably Maxey?
Okay. Outside of them two, probably nobody.
Yeah, so for me,
especially on a consistent basis. I don't even think he can give you that on a consistent basis no more.
Who, Kevin Durant?
Yes.
You tripping.
Okay.
You tripping. He's
all right. The man is ready to be let go. If he's so much this dynamite, why ain't nobody trying to keep him?
I mean, it's probably
it ain't like he's a problem child. He's down there causing fitting in the locker room. He's not doing none of that. They just let him go. They signed him for his little 1 year, and that's what it is.
Well, for me, looking at this Kevin Durant, wherever he lands,
it's going to be a major addition to anyone's team.
Yes.
But to make him the focal point of the team?
Not the focal point.
Okay, all right.
I'm saying you mixing them in with the players you already have. You're mixing them in with Maxey, Embiid,
That ain't going to work.
Paul George, you got to get Paul George. You got to find a way to probably trade Paul George, get him up out of here. If you're going to bring in somebody like Kevin Durant, because you don't need Paul George anymore. You got Paul George not giving you 27 points a game, but the Sixers will have to give up a lot to get such a player. The other option would be for him to possibly go to the Knicks. He could possibly go up there and play in New York.
With Cat and them?
Yeah, but they're gonna lose Anunoby, and they're gonna lose some other players. I don't think they're gonna take Miles Bridges back in the body of the Sun, but you got to give up some players to get Kevin Durant. So I can see I can see him going there. And the other option, now let's talk about the Knicks. Now him going to the Knicks and being in the Knicks uniform and going to the city of New York would be huge.
Humongous. But he's again, Toffee.
Nah, he still has it.
You just keep swatting it down every time I put it up there.
He hasn't hit the decline where he's still averaging 27 points a game.
Okay. He was averaging that this year?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. About 5 assists and about 6 or 7 rebounds. So you got somebody like Kevin Durant who's still able to be very productive. Even if he drops down to 20 points a game with Brunson and Cat, you still have a offensive threat that's going to cause problems. And Kevin Durant does play defense.
Okay.
In my opinion. So it'll be
I agree with you
interesting to see where he wants to go. I think Kevin Durant still has a lot left in the tank. Maybe even 5.
A lot? What?
Yes. Maybe 4 or 5 good years. Yes. Yes.
4 or 5 good years of what?
Of basketball.
Of basketball.
Yes.
That's your opinion, man. That's your opinion because I definitely would say Negatron.
He's averaging 27 points a
so
game.
LeBron got 4 or 5 years left?
I ain't talking about LeBron.
I'm asking you, do we?
Yes, he do too.
You just have the old school thought of way of thinking, and these are your players. I get it, Toffee. But the world is the game is evolving as we sit here and watch it. It evolves, and these young kids is coming in, and they're coming in by the boatloads. The older guys is making their exit. Like I said, the Kevin Durant, can he go somewhere and start and be a focal point of someone's team? And you said no. You said no.
You said yes. He can go. It's plenty of teams he can start and be a focal point, and a lot of teams in NBA.
So he can.
Yes, he could.
Okay.
I'm saying on the Sixers, he wouldn't be the main number 1 option because you got Embiid and Maxey, but you can bring him on. The Knicks, he wouldn't be the number 1 option, but he'll probably be a number 2 because Brunson on the Knicks, you got Brunson at number 1. You put Kevin Durant probably number 2 over Cat because Kevin Durant.
Yeah, you put him over Cat all day long.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, I would put Cat trash to me. Cat trash.
I don't want to say he trash, but
I'm saying he trash. I'm jumping out there. And Cat is super trash. You see how he performed. But back to Kevin Durant. He getting old to me, Toffee. He's getting old. He's not just getting older to me. He's getting old to the fans. He's getting old. They have no problem with releasing him after he's done his little 1-2 year contract. No team has no problem with letting him seek where he want to go. So you do that with a great player?
Yes.
A player that's still being productive, that's dominant, as you say, 27 points a game, right? That's what he averaging.
Yeah.
And teams just feel the need not to sign him back.
Well, my thing is now
But why?
At his age, right? He's like, look, this team is not geared for me to win.
What team?
Phoenix is not geared to win the championship. They're not right. They're not there. They're not there in a position where they can win a championship right now. So he goes to the office and says, hey, listen, what's your plans for the future? And they like, listen, we got to rebuild. It's going to take us years possibly getting into a playoff championship contention. So we'll look and try to find a suitable trade. That's just a business deal. We'll get something to compensate us having you and letting you go, and then we'll find a team that you might want to play for. So therefore, it's like, it's a business deal right now for Kevin Durant. He's not young. He's a little older. So now,
a lot older.
Yeah, he's a lot older. So now it has to make sense.
Basketball years anyway, we're talking about.
Yeah, so the conversations he's having with these owners and GMs is not as the same conversation he would have if he was in 20, 21, 22. These are like, he's over 30 now. So he's having conversations where it's those like, look, this is where I'm looking for, this is what I'm looking to do. What's y'all plans? And if the plans don't add up, we got to part ways in respectable business sense. So I look forward to them probably moving on from Kevin Durant and getting him somewhere where he can contend for a championship, whether it be in New York, probably not going to be in Philadelphia, but even in Houston. He goes to Houston with that young team. They'll be very poised for a championship. Right? They made the finals this year, in my opinion. Next topic. Now there was a trade in the NBA, whereas though you got the Memphis Grizzlies. They made a trade. They made a move, a blockbuster move, getting rid of one of their young core pieces. They got rid of Bane, sent Bane over to the Eastern Conference to play with the Orlando Magic. Desmond Bane he's a good young talent, man. I didn't see this trade coming. You probably didn't either. But these teams are now making moves because these teams want to win. Why is it that you think that these teams decide to start moving on from these young players before even seeing them even develop, to being superstars in the NBA?
See, my thing is, like you said, we both said, the game is evolving. If they can give up one superstar player for 3 nice, sturdy players, a team they don't want one. See, remember when the league was really popping back in the day, one team had that one superstar? No. You see how these Indiana boys is and Oklahoma is. They have their little stars as my man. What's my man for Oklahoma that you love?
SGA.
You know, but you have your pieces around him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And would you say SGA a superstar?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I'm not saying that he ain't. You said the way you said yes just there was like any type of it was a firm yes just there.
He's the best player in the league right now, MVP.
We'll get back to that, but listen.
Okay.
okay. But would you say that he has 30 pieces around him? When I say sturdy, ladies and gentlemen, meaning solid players that can get out there and give you productive minutes.
He has a lot of young stars around him. He has Chet Holmgren.
So you would say stars.
Jalen Williams. He got some young.
Yeah, everybody is looking to have a group
young
of
all-stars around. He got some good young talent around him. So that propels you. I'm gonna cut you off, but that propels you. We got good talent around your superstar.
Right.
It can propel them to levels where you can win championships.
Right.
Allen Iverson with the Sixers, he was a superstar.
Nothing around
but he was so good, he was able to get the team to a point where they can
compete,
make the finals. But just imagine if he had young talent around him that was compensating for his deficiencies and so forth and so on. You would have had the Sixers probably would have had a championship. But now, let's fast forward to where we at now in the league. You see Memphis. So let's just break down this trade. Let's see what Memphis got. So Memphis Grizzlies traded Desmond Bane to the Magic. They got Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who's a three-point shooter. Cole Anthony, who's a good, solid point guard. They got 4 unprotected first-round picks and 1 first-round pick swap. So Wich Call gave up a lot to get Desmond Bane.
A king's ransom, I would say.
They gave up a lot to get him. So to me, it says that they want to win now. They ain't worried about the future. They want to win now. And now Memphis goes into the plate where they have Ja Morant, still have some good pieces down there to win, and now they have,
multiple picks.
They gave up a great player, but now
they can put more around Ja Morant.
Ja Morant and the other.
But now the thing is, Vic, if you don't trade, whereas though you know what you're getting, you got to draft real good. Just because somebody's supposed to be like that in college and all that, come to this league. Look at my man from LSU that came to this, Ben Simmons. So you don't think that you're going to go in that draft and hit even if you get high picks. So, what you're going to do with them? You're going to trade them or you're going to make the right decisions on draft day. You have to make the right decisions, man, because if you don't, you done gave away your piece for all this, capital to go out and spend, either trade or go into the draft with, and then you missed. Mm-hmm. That's a gamble, man. That's a gamble. That's a large gamble. Now, not to say that it's crazy, because they just they might as well. They might go in the draft and hit. They might go in the draft and get some good pieces. But remember, there's the other side of that coin. You go in there and you swing out. So it's like you crashed out these picks that you got for this player that you gave up, and you lost the player. Yeah. Horrible.
But now, on the flip side, if you were able to hit with these young like OKC did, they were able to hit, man. They traded Paul George, got SGA, got all these draft picks that produced Chet Holmgren, Williams, all these other pieces they got around SGA by them making the move, similar to the move that made, Memphis made to get rid of Bane. So now they like, hey, listen, let's get some draft picks, superstar player. Let's load up and prepare. Because Ja Morant he can't stay healthy. He's not healthy. He can't.
So he always missing time.
Yeah, and SGA, they got swept. They got blown out. They got swept. Like they got destroyed in the playoffs. So it's like, hold up, we got to give up something to get these young players out of here. So
if you're looking for a career in home care, call Medicare LLC. We have the top pay, PTO, holiday pay, medical, dental, 401k. Call now. That's 215-644-8341.
We got OTA starting. A lot of teams gearing up. Rookie mini camps is over now. The vets is there.
Best part of the season for me.
Everybody getting geared up, getting in shape, cutting pounds, putting on muscle. What are they doing? Lifting weights,
See me over here. I'm over here turning up when you talking about it. I'm feeling good.
Got everybody getting back. Everybody, trying to get themselves right to start the season in September. A few months away.
Correct.
What normally happens now is OTAs. What's your thoughts on players who come into OTAs and they aren't piped up or they aren't motivated at this time, just coming in like, I gotta get in here, just go do it.
Why they aren't motivated is because they know that they're on starters. OTAs is for all the new rookies, all the dudes that was sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
You know, because this is not mandatory. This is not, mandatory is when the vets got to come and stuff.
OTA, optional team activity.
Exactly.
Okay.
There we go. Now you cooking with grease today, Toffee. Now, with that being said, you go in with that mindset of, man, I'm just going, dudes is getting cut, they're not even making the practice team. So a lot of dudes know this. They've been through this over and over again. Now, that's what they're thinking. The mentality they should have is to be, let me go ahead and try to shine, because you can get seen in OTAs. These are still drills, these are still trainings, these are still practices. These are live, raw practices. It's just that there's a certain group that goes to these practices.
Yeah.
So my thing is, still hustle, still grind. You at the job, why not still grind and still get it? Because you might make it out of OTAs, now you go into mandatory camp. Because a lot of them dudes that's on OTAs is not going to them camps. They're just out there, completing the roster. They ain't even come all the way down to the rosters yet, did they? No. Make the roster, so everybody is just out there just, this is tryouts. Large amounts of tryouts. This is basically another draft inside the team. So they're auditioning. Yeah. You never know, you might be a special teamers, defense, safety, wide receiver, whatever it is that you specialize in, this is the time, OTAs is when you do it the hardest. See, one may think in training camp. No, you work hard in training camp, but OTAs is what get you seen, and if liked when seen, goes to training camp.
Yeah, so now OTAs, optional team activities, as we mentioned, you got players like Saquon in the building, Jalen Hurts there, Smith, all these superstar players the Eagles have, Lane Johnson, they're there on OTAs. What does that say about their, or any other team, any other veteran around the league or superstar player, Patrick Mahomes, you name it, who are available for OTAs?
See, I'm speaking everybody, like you said, like a whole. I'm gonna do that, but at the end of the day, it takes the Philadelphia Eagles, for example, this year, when you have a team that won that Super Bowl and they get back out there more viciouser or hungrier, I should say, than they were last year, because I'm quite sure a couple of them showed up, because they don't have to come to OTAs, not the vets, not these superstars you just mentioned. Yeah. That they bypass all that, they solidified. Yeah. And they there, and they in their little shorts and all that. I'm not talking about just there in their sweatsuits just saying the rookies. No, they there on the field. OTAs, they got another month off. They just won the Super Bowl. Why not relax? That's what one would think. But then you see that right there shows a different type of hunger. That shows a hunger that bit into something that tasted good, and you try and bite into it again. You understand what I'm saying? That's what that show. Now don't get me wrong. Like I said, the greats like Patrick Mahomes and all that showing up. That's cool. But when you do it after such a large, a large acquirement, and you did it. You obtained the largest thing in football, which is the championship. You did it. And for all these big wigs to be in OTAs, that show a different type of, And like I said, they not just there just watching the rookies and the dudes that was on the bench and all that. They're there participating. So that shows a different type of hunger. Would you agree or no?
No, I agree.
Okay, all right, because I see you looking, and I ain't know what you was over there thinking.
I agree. I just see that I just think that whenever you see these players, like you mentioned, the superstars around the NFL, all these players around the NFL who have accomplished winning Super Bowls, Pro Bowlers, so forth and so on, and they are available for the OTAs, that just says a lot to your team. That says that people are trying to win. You know what I'm saying? And then a lot of times people can win a Super Bowl, like the Eagles, and then feel like, hey, listen, man, I might want to take a season off.
Yeah, it's not don't nobody think I'm gonna take a season off.
But the hunger,
the hunger dies down. You think that it's supposed to be given to you now? No, the same way y'all had to grind and scrape and claw and bite. Yeah, you gotta do it double time next year.
Because ultimately,
double time.
The target is on your back now.
Super on your back. Everybody, you see the lineup that they gave the Eagles? Yeah. Come on now, talk to me now.
Yeah, so you got to be ready, and I'm pretty sure the Eagles are going to be well prepared.
And if they ain't well prepared, they better get well prepared.
But then you got the other teams in the NFC East who who's shopping in the, you know.
Yeah, but no, we
They
didn't
sharpen
get
their
all of that.
swords.
We ain't getting to that. Yes, there is. We was just talking about the Eagles, but yeah, you got Dallas. You know, they got big boy wide receiver in there. Made a couple of additions. You know, they already was a good team. They just got injured early on in the season. You got Washington. You know, Daniels down there, and he got them boys believing something.
Yeah.
They went to the NFC Championship. Why not? Why not believe? So yeah, in Detroit, Green Bay, we ain't gonna forget about all of them. They try and see what's up. They feel like me too. If you know how certain teams be like, well, if this ain't happened or he ain't get hurt, we would have been there. All right, well come on, get him ready, get him booted and suited, and let's go. And let me see what's up with it now. And that's just it, man.
Yeah.
You know, like what we saying, the Eagles got a real target on their back. Because like I said, it's teams that took injuries, and that may be the reason why they lost. It may not be, but they have a valid excuse. You understand what I'm saying? They can say, damn, man, if our running back went and left out the game in the second quarter, we'd have had him. No, I want you at top peak when we can get it for real. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, you know, we'll see what happens. I just like to see these players, you know, now that OTs is here, these players are
I can't wait for training camp to start, because, you know, a lot of, you know, just because some certain stars on the Eagles showed up, not to cut you off, Tawfiq, but a lot of veterans from other teams all around the league, they're not coming until it's training camp time. You know, some of them, like J.J. Watt, well, J.J. Watt might have showed up, but, you know, but Pittsburgh usually make the playoffs every year.
Yeah,
regardless of how, they usually make the playoffs every year.
Mike Tomlin got the right. Now, hold up, let's talk about this, because we didn't get an opportunity to really talk about that. Now that you mentioned Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh got Aaron Rodgers down there. We knew it was coming at some point. We didn't know when. He kind of held them hostage.
Band-Aid. That's all that. Pittsburgh needs to get a quarterback. That's a Band-Aid.
I'm saying, can they win with Aaron Rodgers?
Absolutely not.
What?
Absolutely not.
Well,
Aaron Rodgers is done.
You know.
Aaron Rodgers is cooked. Aaron Rodgers needs to cook his cookies and go on up to the sunset. That's a Band-Aid until, you know, Aaron Rodgers might get knocked out of the game next season. Not wishing no harm or no. He, as you see him play with the Jets last year, Aaron Rodgers is through. He is absolutely through. He's ready to go out there to that big boy division. They in a big boy division with the Ravens and Browns, Pittsburgh, whoever team they're in. We gonna stop right there. We gonna stop right there with the division. Come on, man. Pittsburgh ready to take a step back, man.
You think so?
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin?
They gave away Pickett. They ain't got no quarterback.
Pickens. Yeah.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. They're ready to trade Watt. You see him on the trading block. They're talking about Philadelphia might try to acquire him, and you better not let that happen. But yeah.
Well, my thoughts though, like if you look at Mike Tomlin and his accomplishment and his ability to get his team ready, you don't think he get Aaron Rodgers ready for a good playoff run?
No, not what they got.
He made the playoffs with Russell Wilson last year.
Yeah, but
Russell Wilson, but they were saying he was done.
What they got? What wide receivers and running back? What do they got?
They got DK Metcalf down there.
Oh, they do got DK there. I forgot they did get
got
DK.
Some good young rookies around them too. So all you needed, you got a big time receiver. You got a quarterback who's proven, won a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
All right, well check it out. He got to change the scenery. You know, because I know that probably hurt his ego down there with the Jets.
Good defense down there.
Yeah, so
that's not.
We'll just see. I don't think they can make a Super Bowl run, but we just got to see. You think they can win that division? Let alone a Super Bowl run. Do you think they can win that division?
No.
Okay, all right, there we go.
No, Lamar, the Marvelous and them down there going, Henry and them guys. You know, they ran all over them guys last year. They ran all over them with no Henry.
And this ain't had nothing to do with the quarterback play.
And they Russell Wilson didn't do anything. But I'm just saying, you put somebody like Mike Tomlin with a good quarterback, a proven quarterback in the league. I wouldn't be surprised if because the playoffs, you never know what can happen. You just got to make it to the playoffs and get in there and see what happens. So, you know, now can they beat Buffalo and Kansas City and the Ravens? And that's still yet to be seen. But I don't count Mike Tomlin now. I feel like he can get Aaron Rodgers ready, because Aaron Rodgers knows what it takes to win. He only won one Super Bowl, but he's been very, very competitive throughout his career. All right. So now let's flip back to the NBA. Game 5 tonight. You're Indiana Pacers now, so I think you're a Pacers fan now or something. They travel back to OKC, blowing game 4. They were up game 4 by like 11 points. SGA and the boys came to play. take the game. You didn't call me. You didn't call me nothing. You didn't call me.
No,
I called
I
you.
call.
I called you. You ain't answer. Now, Game 5 is here tonight. Who wins? My God.
I don't know who wins, but I won't be shocked if I see Indiana win out there. They can go out there and beat them, as we've seen.
You okay?
Is that a lie?
Now it's over. Now, no, they're not winning. They're not winning.
No, I didn't ask you, are they going to go out there and win? I said they can go out there and win, though, right? Can they go out there and win? Have they shown you they can go in OKC and win?
They have stolen some games on the road.
No, I didn't ask none of that.
Okay.
All I asked is, did they show you they can go in their house and win?
Yeah, game 1.
Okay, all right, that's all I need to know. So with that being said, we know OKC can win, but who gonna win? Like you said, Indiana was up like 9 into the fourth quarter.
They was up, like 9 points in the fourth quarter, something like that.
Yeah.
Came back, SGA and the boys came back. SGA
I would have to get an edge to OKC because they are home. They have got their little groove back ever since their first game, whatever you want to call it. But for me to see Indiana win it, I wouldn't be shocked if they win this game right here back in OKC. I wouldn't be shocked the least. Like, I wouldn't be sitting here like, how the heck, like, them boys coming to play, Tawfiq. I understand SGA, your man, and all that, but yeah, them boys is playing over there in Indiana. Would you agree with that or say no?
Yeah, it's just
No, they balling, man.
Yeah, they playing, but they playing with some grown men. You know how they say don't play with a grown man. OKC got a bunch of grown men over there, man. So they come up and they going into the Thunder. A must win for the Thunder. Thunder can't lose this game.
Why?
Because you can't go down 3-2 going back to Indiana. That's too much pressure. So let's get in here, get them out of here. Let's come out from the gate, punch them in the mouth, win this game, try to win it in Indiana, and if it don't work, come back and win it at home. They can't. OKC cannot
afford to lose this game.
No. This is.
So you said if OKC loses this game, it's pretty much a wrap.
I don't want to say it's a wrap, but it'll be very, very difficult. They will have to turn up and do something
It
else.
would be very, very difficult.
Very difficult.
Heavy on a very difficult tip.
Yeah, very, very difficult. Uphill battle. I don't see them. I mean, I can see them doing it. If any team can do it, because they haven't lost back-to-back games. I probably did it twice all season. But that would be make it very, very hard. Not on duty to win that game. To win that game. So, who you pick tonight? Who you got?
I really don't know, but I wouldn't be shocked to see Indiana win. Like, it's up because they found their niches for each other. So now they just in there swinging. I don't think one is better than the other. You like to think Oklahoma is, but I think they right there matched up evenly, if you ask me. But that's just my opinion.
Well, I mean, yeah, they probably evenly matched. It's not that far off as far as right now, because Oklahoma City Thunder and the Pacers now is just about preparation. Paying attention to the detail, not turning the ball over. Just because you know this team, you know who you got to play, you know who the players are, you just know who you're going up against. So you have to really pay attention to the X's and O's. And whoever does that, doesn't turn the ball over, plays good defense, they should win this game and be victorious, in my opinion. So you heard it here first. It's Tbise, the best, the sport to the team.